Hi guys, welcome back to the Big Shift. Today my special guest is Johnny Alite. Johnny Alite has a big profile, guys. You know, he's been on a lot of platforms from GQ to Trevor McDonald. There's been a lot of controversy around about John, about his story, about the authenticity of his story. You know, about the chronological aspects of his story. You know, I've interviewed John before. Today he's come back on the platform so we can objectively go over the story. Now, guys, he sent me a lot of not seen before footage, photos of of him back in the day with the Gotti family in the Bergen Hun Fish Club. A lot of exclusive stuff. I've seen the 302s. I've done a lot of research on this case. Coming next. Hi guys, thanks for joining us again on the Big Shift. We've got Johnny Alite today. We're going to go right the way through that story, guys. Before we get to that, let me say thank you to everyone coming on the platform, engaging at stephengillen.com and going into the content there. We really aim to inspire, and we're going to be releasing soon our business mastery series. A lot of you guys are asking for this. So what do we do? What do I do? We're going to make that a little bit more clearer. We build national, global brands. You know, our companies go from startup to 200 million plus, guys. So we're going to reveal some of that really good stuff to help and inspire you on your own journey. But now let's get into the content. My special guest today is Johnny Alite. John, thanks for coming on the platform.
Thank you, Stephen, for having me. I want to say hello to everybody, especially in the UK, so I'm over there a lot. I appreciate it.
Now, John, there's been a lot about the authenticity of your story. Thanks for coming on the platform. Me and the team have done a lot of deep research on this. Now, I know you've furnished us with a lot of not seen before exclusive photos to map the chronological journey of your journey in the Gambino family. All of this is going to come. You know, we're going to do a real expose and a series, and this is going to be broken up over 3 parts. So it's all going to be there, guys, and you can make up your own opinion. Now, the first thing we're going to go to, John, if I may, is I want to talk about, there's been a lot of stuff in the press, on YouTube, on platforms, about you calling out John Jr. to a boxing match. What is happening with that, John?
From what I understand, he won't accept it. I've been approached by different organizations, pay-per-view, different platforms that asked me if I would still get in the ring at my age. And I said, yeah, without a doubt. I grew up in a boxing ring. I grew up in a ring with heavyweight fighters, Jerry Cooney, David Sears, that fought Michael Spinks, was in the same camp. I'm very good friends with Bobby Ches. People know that. Prince Badi, who fought Roy Jones Jr., his trainer, Denny Brown, that used to train, and these guys used to train at my training camp on one of my properties in Voorhees. And different individuals, David Reed, who people know is a very famous fighter, fought Trinidad. So I had these guys involved with me. We were all, in the, they trained at my property. We also were in camp with Bernard Hopkins, who became a several title champ, middleweight champ. We'd fight and work out with him down at the Firehouse in Philadelphia, and Prince Badi, Antonio Tarver, Prince Badi, sparring partners. So I've been around the game for a while, and these are my personal friends, some of them.
Thanks for that, John. Now, so for people who may not know some backstory on this, why have you called out John Gotti Jr.? I'm just going to get straight to the questions and be very specific. Why, John?
Because for about a decade now, the families are nonstop on Instagram, Facebook, shutting me down, getting people to hack me, childish behavior of trolling, and any platform when I go talk to kids at schools, high schools, which I'm very active around the world in the community, Brownsville, Brooklyn, from where John Gotti Sr. is from. I just had a couple more, my friend Dan, who's a community leader there, It's a split neighborhood from where I grew up on Jamaica Avenue. The Gottis grew up in a exclusively white, rich neighborhood. I grew up in the inner cities where his father grew up. So I do a lot of talking in East New York, Brooklyn, where it's a lot of black and Spanish, not so much white. Poverty areas where I grew up. And we're from the other side of the tracks than these guys. And I guess they don't like where I'm from. And, you know, growing up, we didn't like where they were from. We looked at them as spoiled guys. And we were guys that couldn't afford a pair of sneakers. So I stayed very active in that community.
Right. Now, there's a big backstory to this, you know, and I've seen a lot of even government exhibits that put you guys together. You know, and we're going to put some of this stuff in now for the audience to see as we go through. You know, I've seen the 302s, you know, for instance. We're going to get into that a little bit later. So, you know, there's also other photos of you in the Bergen Fish Club. All of you together, all mate guys.
Yes.
You know, this goes right the way back. I mean, you know, the stuff that I've seen here, you know, we're putting stuff in there just to reinforce this is the look I've got here, you know, from 1982, John, 83, certainly till 1990. You was around this family all the time. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I was around Fat Andy Ruggiano, who was the boss under Albert Anastasia, and he caught a case in about 82, I believe. He went away in about 84. Gotti Sr. was straightened out in about 79. Jeannie Gotti, his brother, was straightened out a little before him, a year before in 78. And Gotti took over in about 83 in our neighborhood as the captain, and I was around Gotti from 83 until Gotti went to prison in the end of 90. So I was around through the whole reign of Gotti's reign for about a decade.
Now, you know, there's a lot of stuff been out there. Like I say, you know, the team has done a lot of research. We have to. We're just about the facts, John, really. You know, we need to get to the facts. I've seen we've collated a lot of different stuff. We've had a lot of different opinions. You know, I've even talked to a lot of the guys on there, you know, with different approaches to, you know, to get to the, you know, the truth of the day of what went on. You know, there's some other videos here. Certainly we're going to get in there where, you know, you're with the Gotti family and Gotti Sr.'s wife there. You know, there's some other people there. You know, we're going to put that in there. So look, you know, to go back a little bit, you know, for someone who was obviously best of friends in that life back in the day, you know, there's a lot of photos, a lot of evidence there that certainly suggests that. Why this bad blood, John?
Well, in 2003, I went on the run, and I knew there was major indictments coming down on me, myself, and some of the members of the Gambino family, captains in the Gambino family, and there was a lot of guys that were already cooperating. When I went on a run in 2005, I was in a Brazilian penitentiary, and while I was in the penitentiary in Brazil, the headlines of the New York papers was Gotti Jr. in a rat's head that he was cooperating with the feds. On one major newspaper, the Daily News, on the New York Post, it said Gotti Jr. is trying out a singing career with the government, that he went in, he called them, and he asked to come in to start to debrief with them and talk about crimes that guys in the Gambino family were accused of. I was in jail when this was going on. I wasn't on the street. I was in a major maximum penitentiary, Bangu 2, and I was also in another one called Ari Franco. Guys from the UK were in prison with me when I got this information. We're still all very good friends, and they were there when I got the notice that he was cooperating. A lawyer, Joseph Carrazzo, for the family, the Gambino family, whose father was a concierge, also agreed and told Gangland News, Mafia paper here in New York, Gotti was a rat. Johnny Alite was trying to help us beat the case. Well, Alite was in jail. He says it's true what I'm saying. So I don't know how anybody's questioning it.
Okay. So, you know, now there's a lot of evidence of you two guys together all the way through this. You know, there's stuff going up on the screen for the audience, as I'm saying. So, you know, as years went on, I mean, you guys was really thick together for a long time. Is that right, John? Is this what you're saying?
It was only 300 people at John Gotti Jr.'s wedding at the Helmsley Palace in New York. His father had to approve the guest list. There's probably 10 to 15,000 members and associates in all 5 families. I happened to be one of the guests. I think I sent you over the amount of money I gave him at that wedding was $5,000. It was probably 95% higher than anybody else. Financially, obviously, I had money to give that kind of money. And he also, I think I sent you a document. He signed my wedding certificate as my best man, and his cousin, Angelo Ruggiero's son, Johnny, who's passed away, also a made member, signed as a witness on behalf of me and my wife in '89. So, yes.
I've certainly seen this stuff. John, I have it here in front of me. So people would say, John, of the evidence that we have here, that certainly you was friends, you navigated a lot of stuff years ago together, done a lot of stuff together. Yeah, there's bad blood that comes. Why can't you guys sort it out then? What is the big hurdle that can't be gotten over, where you can't put stuff to bed and stuff to rest and get on with your lives?
Stephen, I could put it to rest and bed. There's guys, serious gangsters that were trying to kill me. I'm friends with all of them. I'm friends guys and family members that testified against me, cooperated against me. I shake their hand and I'm friends with them and I socialize with them. I have no problem getting along with Gotti also. Their family chooses to carry a narrative comparing him to me, and it doesn't matter after the fact that Gotti ratted. He went in. The New York Mafia, the Italian Mafia in Italy and Canada all recognized John Jr. as a rat, and they would kill him if he went to Canada or Italy. They're not killing the same here in New York, but I guess if they had the opportunity to kill him here too. He's known as a rat. He can fool the public, but his for life, his legacy is he ratted, he cooperated. Now, how somehow he's comparing me to him, that's never going to change that fact. Now, I would talk with him, I'd shake his hand if he would come with me and talk to schools and community groups, but he refuses. His family and him have nonstop attacked me through social media for a decade now. I don't have any issue. I'll say it again. If he's willing to sit and go talk to kids with me, I'll do it tomorrow with him. But if this continues and the false narrative, I'm not going to allow that. The false narrative is not going to be pushed. The truth of the story, and that's fine. But like I said, the people that were my ultimate enemies, that killed some of my friends and family members, I'm friendly with them now. The truce was up. We put the white flag up, and we support each other. And I don't do it by words. I do it by actions. I moved on with my life. I do a lot of things with the young kids and groups, juvenile centers, colleges, high schools, not just in this country, in several countries. They asked me to come out and talk. I think you're very familiar with Forbes magazine. They did an article about me being friendly with some of the ex-FBI guys that were pursuing me. I did lectures with them, and I talk truthful. If they ask me if there's kids that I can help, I try to do it.
Okay, John, let's go to this one, because this is an objective interview, and there are people would say there are two sides to every story. So we're just going to go straight to it. What do you say to people then, John, who would say you're a rat, or you cooperated, or you testified for the government? What would you say to those guys?
I'd say it depends on how they define rat. When I was in the penitentiary in Brazil, Gotti Jr. was already meeting the feds. Ronnie Wunham, a captain of the Gambino family, did an opening statement saying I was the Gotti's drug partner, and I'm a loose cannon, a rogue, and a killer. His other captain, Mikey Scars, was also cooperating. His other made guy, Fat Dom, was also cooperating. The boss of Bonanno family, Joe Messino, also cooperated. They were all given information. Greg DePalma also was cooperating, another made guy. These are their guys. Trafficani's cousins, John and Jason Accardi, were approved by Gotti to also cooperate against me from the Trafficani family and the father. So that list, I could continue with made guys that all attacked me on two families, not just the underlings and the associates, but all the bosses on both sides, all made guys. There's 302s. I'm sitting in a penitentiary, and the two families came after me with double-fisted, double-barreled to give me a death sentence. And then I said, okay, I got to fight back or I'm a dummy. So, I was loyal to a cause. I left this country. I left my family. I stood in a concentration camp in Brazil for almost 3 years while these guys are flipping one after another against me. So if people consider me a rat after that, so be it. I'm okay with it. I know that I held out and I did what I did to protect my enemies, not just my friends. And really, it doesn't matter what they think of me, whether they call me a rat or not. Doesn't change the fact that John Gotti is still a rat, regardless of what I did, actually.
I've seen some of the 302s, John, right? Facts, we're going to the facts here. Interesting reading a lot of them, really, right? But there's stuff here, there's one here, Junior Gotti saying, what should we do with Johnny Alite? This goes right back to the day, and there's a quote here that's saying, he'll never rat. I mean, this is just stuff,
Right.
It's down to people to make up their own opinions from this, and we're going to come with the facts, right? So it's methodical all the way through. What do you say to that about these 302s, John?
That's Michael Scars Di Leonardo. He was a skipper, 1994. He made that statement. John Gotti Jr. made that statement to Michael Scars as a captain in the Gambino family who also started cooperating, gave that information to the FBI, and John Gotti Jr. said, basically what Ronnie One-Up said, I was a loose cannon. I was out shooting and killing some of the guys from the Gambino family and their associates. And he said, don't worry, Alite will never rat. He's a gangster's gangster. That's John Gotti Jr. saying that in 1994. And that's on a 302 government document from who John Gotti Jr. says was his right-hand man and best friend, Mikey Scars Di Leonardo. I mean, these are these guys' words, not mine.
Okay, so what is the point, John, of doing this, calling out John Gotti Jr. in the ring to sort it out? What's the real point of it, and what do you hope to gain by that, John?
Yeah, you're not going to gain much out of it, honestly. Anybody says I'll give a portion to the kids that they're offering us exuberant amounts of money. I'd give a portion of it to the children and organizations, and it's just to stop this, because I don't know how to stop the day and night trolling, the day and night harassing my family and kids. I don't know how to stop these guys, if we did it and I've shown enough evidence, and hopefully after you walk it through this way and ask me any question you want, I don't hide from any questions. I still live in the neighborhood. Actually, I'm doing the interview in my neighborhood right now in Howard Beach. I'm here 3-4 days a week in the same neighborhood. I'm not like most guys. I didn't go somewhere else and hide. I try to be as honest and precise. And if people don't like to hear the truth, I can't jam it down their throat. So I just want the nonsense to stop at this point. I have a son myself who was in prison.
Okay, so what does John say? What does John Jr. say about accepting that call out, accepting that match? Is he going to accept it? Does he want to accept it? What are you guys doing?
From what I understand from everybody in his camp and friends and family, he says there's no way he'll do anything with me. No way he'll make any kind of money with me, or no way he'll get involved with me in any activities or any talks to kids or schools. And, again, that's his prerogative. He can hate me for the rest of his life if he wants. I moved on with my life. Maybe he's not going in a direction he's happy with his life, so he can't be like the rest of us. The rest of us shake hands and we're gentlemen and we move on. I mean, I got some serious killers that were after me that I'm friends with now. So I'm not just talking nonsense. I was willing to forget it. And I said, you know what? His family did suffer. His father did suffer. Why don't you talk to kids about this, the way I do, and try to help them away from this life? Because at this age, after all the years in prison, all the illnesses and deaths, we all know this life is not a good life. So why not, pass that message on to the young guys?
So what do you say to John Gotti Jr. now? What do you want to say to him about this match? Or what would you say to him now if he was listening, John?
I would say to him, grow up. You're an older man. You're not a kid anymore. We're not kids. Be a gentleman. Learn to humble yourself. Come on your show. I'll talk honestly, just the way we're talking. And it doesn't have to be an argument. It doesn't have to be threatening each other. It doesn't have to be challenging in a ring. It has to do with, say, I'll move your life forward, stop the nonsense. We had our chances to kill each other when we were on the street. Didn't happen. Your father lost his life. You know, I loved your father. You know, sometimes you say some bad words at each other. Maybe he didn't mean it. Maybe he means them all. But either way, what is the positive side of this to keep this going like this? I don't see what the positive side is. So if he wants to be a gentleman and talk, I'll talk. If he doesn't want to talk to me ever again, stop the nonsense. If he stops the nonsense, then I'll stop, you know, and I'll stop with my narrative. But the truth is the truth, and I'm willing to be a gentleman with everybody from my past, you know, good and bad, enemies and friends. So, you know, my message is always going to be the same. I came out of jail, said I was going to change my life, and it's by my actions. I did change my life. If I didn't change my life, I would have got violent with a lot of guys that are continuing to bother me. I haven't done it.
Is it true? They if I well remember, did they bug the Ravenite?
Yeah, they bugged upstairs in the Ravenite. That's Bobby Borriello that stepped back. There's Bobby Borriello that just came out the door, and John Gotti's.
Which one
out.
on the
This
left?
is Bobby Borriello on the left.
I don't know
He got killed, for the people that don't know, in front of his house.
Okay.
I used to love his daughter. Was really a good kid, Stephanie, and she ended up marrying.
And who are these guys?
And the next guy is John Gotti Sr.
So senior is right. Can you see the mouse, Josh?
There
Okay, cool. So this is senior, for everybody wondering. Okay.
Keep rolling. Let me see who the next guy is. I can't see the next guy yet.
This guy.
And then you got Norman coming behind him. I don't know who the third guy is. I couldn't say it's moving.
It's tough to see.
There, stop it there. That's me right here.
Oh, right here.
Okay. And keep it rolling. And I believe this is Tori after that. Who this Iggy is, and John Gotti Jr.
Where's Iggy?
This Iggy right here.
So Iggy
in the middle.
Right, this one?
Yep.
And
John Gotti
Josh,
Jr.
they can see this clearly? Cool. And John Gotti Jr. is where?
Is at the door right here up top.
Right here. So on the far right is John Gotti Jr.
I believe this was Norman again talking to me.
So
Let's
you're
see who
shaking
else
his
is
hand.
here.
It's a nice coat you had.
It's Skinny Dom, who was also a captain.
Right, the one you just hit.
Right here to the right.
Yeah.
This is Jerry from the Bronx.
Right here is Jerry from the Bronx.
These guys are all made guys. Iggy is, so the people that don't know, there's another video.
So which one is Iggy again?
Iggy's,
Let's go back.
you missed it. That's Jerry.
Oh, that's Jerry, okay.
So what I was saying is Iggy is the guy that was with me and John Gotti Jr. We were picking up. Here's Iggy back here.
So Iggy's this guy, big guy on the far right. Yeah.
So you have, there's John Gotti Sr., and I'm trying to see who he's talking to.
Senior is where?
Right here.
Is all the far left?
Yeah. He just
Oh,
came
yeah,
out.
there you can see him. That's pretty clear.
I'm trying to see who he's speaking to.
So is this like a lot? Are these cars?
No, this is in front of the Ravenite, in front of our place. So what Iggy?
You guys own the place?
It's we have, it's John's place.
Right.
It used to be Paul Castellanos, Neil Della Croce.
Make sure to subscribe, like, go into stephengillen.com and sign up for more wonderful content to expedite, help, and support you on your own personal journey of success.